The Adventist Church in Italy is celebrating its 160th anniversary with a new documentary narrated by Tiziana Ramoldi from the Adventist Faculty of Theology in Florence. The film covers key events from the first European Adventist baptism in 1864 to the 1988 Church-State Relations Law, highlighting the Church's growth and commitment to faith and community.
It all begins here. In May 1864, the first Adventist missionary arrives in Europe. His name is Mikhail Belina Sekowski, a Pole, but we know him better. He was born in Poland in 1818. At 17, he entered a Franciscan convent, and after a few years, he also took holy orders, becoming a regular priest. He is a man full of fervor, religious, but not only. He is also a lover of his homeland, Poland, which at that time was divided among some European empires. In 1843, Sekowski is in Rome. His reformist spirit leads him to request an audience with Pope Gregory XVI to present him with a memorandum on the deplorable state of the convents in Poland. However, during the audience, suddenly, a Pope's officer comes to inform the pontiff that the diplomatic representative of Belgium has arrived. Poor Sekowski is then left alone in the room. At least, he will have the satisfaction of being able to leave his memorandum. Subsequently, his interest in the insurrectional activities of Poland forced him to leave his homeland. He will be in exile, traveling around Europe in various places. In 1850, we find him in Geneva, where he distances himself from the Catholic faith to the point of getting married. Later, he obviously goes to Belgium, then to England, where the local Baptist community welcomes him and helps him to emigrate to the United States. In 1852, we find him in the northeast of the United States, where the local Baptist community decides to employ him as an evangelist among French immigrants. In 1855, he meets the Seventh-day Adventists in Ohio. He is fascinated by the Adventist preaching, especially the message about the Sabbath, to the point that in 1857 he becomes a Seventh-day Adventist. He meets Ellen White, James White, and goes to Battle Creek. After becoming a Seventh-day Adventist, his greatest desire is to bring the message of the Seventh-day Adventist to his European homeland. Unfortunately, the General Conference at the time is just starting and does not have the funds or the mindset to send a missionary. So he turns to the First-day Adventists, who trust him and send him as a missionary. His first stop in Europe is indeed Torre Pellice. Sekowski, like many other European and American Protestants, is fascinated by the Waldensian people. Although Sekowski is sponsored by the Seventh-day Adventists, with whom he shares the doctrine of the Second Coming, in reality, in his preaching, he exalts Saturday as a day of rest.
Now, we'll look back at a significant moment in 1986, when crucial negotiations shaped the future of religious liberty for the Adventist Church in Italy.
In 1986, Gianfranco Rossi is the director of the Department of Public Affairs and Religious Freedom of the Division, but he takes the time to come to Italy and assist the local team, where Ignazio Barbuccia, who is the director of the Italian Department of Religious Freedom, assisted by Dora Bognandi, are preparing as a team to confront the Italian government to draw up the new agreement with the Adventist Church. The negotiations of the Commission are proceeding quite smoothly, but at a certain point, there is a snag. There are two articles of the agreement that raise concerns in the government. One is regarding the sabbatical rest. Will Adventists be able to see their desire to observe sabbatical rest respected? The second point concerns military service. Adventists would like their status as conscientious objectors to be recognized. However, in the end, the issue is resolved. And so on December 29, 1986, the President of the Union, Enrico Long, is able to close the negotiations and sign the agreement with the Prime Minister, Bettino Craxi. But this story continues, and it is us who are writing its pages. The words that Ellen White wrote in her diary in 1886 still echo today.
This is a tough field, but we must sow along the waters. We will work, pray, and believe.
This documentary offers a compelling testimony of the Seventh-day Adventist Church's enduring journey in Italy. You can explore the movement's history in Italy by watching the full documentary on the Hope Media Italia channel on YouTube.